You wake up and something is just feeling a little off and you're not really sure why, like you slept fine, you didn't skip breakfast, but that drive to push, to continue on, it's a little dull. The motivation, it's a little fuzzy, it's a little hazy, and the negative thoughts just keep creeping in like that fog. We're saying, I just can't get this right. Why am I so off today? I just don't know if I have it right now. And most of the time, we can chalk this up. We can put this up to it's a bad day, But what if it's not just a bad day? What if it's something more? What if it is a ghost? It's not one with chains and it howls, ooh, but it's one that is made up of our own invisible beliefs, our own invisible thoughts, ghosts made of language, of our attention, of our subconscious triggers. And today, ladies and gentlemen, athletes, parents, coaches, we are going ghost hunting. Hey, y'all, welcome to the Mental Performance Playbook, where we are breaking down elite mental strategies and delivering them in actionable exercises to apply immediately and on top of our physical performance. I am Gabe Rummel, mental performance coach, founder of The Athlete's Health, and creator of its Phronoic Gym, our performance institute we are creating here, where we are training your mind just like we train your body, getting that ultimate performance ready. Now, each week, handling confidence, composure, pressure, and each week we focus on a mental performance theme that helps the athletes or the coaches or a parent with practical tools, exercises to build that stronger focus, resilience, confidence. And this week's theme is recognizing and removing those invisible ghosts, those ones that hold us back. So without further ado, we are going to dive into recognizing and removing those invisible ghosts that haunt us, that hold us back. And we're going to do this in a 3-step process. This is one that we coach so often to athletes when we're working with them one-on-one. Teams, it's obviously a little different, right? It's per what the team needs. But athletes, we almost always constantly talk about this. So we're going to go through the 3-step process that we often work through, right? These are going to be some examples. The ghosts are going to be different for everyone, but hopefully this can give you a little more awareness into the ghosts that are affecting you. And that is what we are covering today. So you might see these in your game when you're up to pitch, when you're up to hit, when you're doing your summer ball, your summer trainings, right? This is a prime time when everyone is getting in the work, putting in the reps to try and level up. And it's a prime time to add the mental reps as well. So let's walk through this 3-step process to hunt these ghosts down and get them out of here. Number 1 is we have to recognize the ghost. And I bring this up where have we ever felt off a little bit or didn't really know why, what was up? And more specifically, a real reason behind it. And when I found this out, it was insane. But I just thought, what if this, and I want you to think about this, is what if the reason that we're feeling a little off, but we can't put our finger on it, we can't figure it out. It's actually right in front of us. It's invisible only because we haven't trained ours to see this. I throw a lot of different kind of visuals up. I put some on Instagram, on socials, of things that are right in front of us that we have never even thought about. I put up different logos, for example. I like the Tostitos one. It's summertime right now. We might have chips and salsa. You see the Tostitos bag. Once we point it out, we probably see the chips and salsa. You probably see the two T's are dipping chips into the eye, Tostitos. Now you're never going to see it differently. Okay. These are right in front of you. And this is where the importance of recognizing the ghost really comes from, because I want to use 2 different kind of scientific things that I always studied. I studied a lot when I was in academia a year ago, finishing up my thesis around the gut brain axis and in the neuroscience lab with stress specifically and relating it to exercise and nutrition. But first thing I want to talk about, one that in this space isn't always talked about, is the gut brain axis, right? And I'm not using this in terms of, oh, we need to fix the gut, but I'm just showing you that there can be influences that we are not even aware of, right? The body, your gut, literally influences, affects your emotions, your thoughts, and you're not even realizing it. If you eat a lot of food, you eat so much food, and then all of a sudden you're feeling a little lethargic, right? You're like, ugh. Okay, partly because yes, physiologically your body is full, but there's another part where that gut is sending signals besides it's oh I'm full. It's sending other signals to your brain of like oh maybe we need to slow down. Maybe we're feeling tired. It can do it the other way. The gut is stressed. The brain might get stressed. Now I'm not saying this for you to fix your gut, but I'm saying this as there's a system that we are totally unaware of and we keep learning more and more and more about that affects the way we think and feel and we hardly think about it. I want to tie this into one that maybe we have heard of the RAS system. It's the reticular activating system. And it talks about what we focus on really does expand. If you best example is we always talk about a new car or maybe like a Tesla, maybe there's a red car, a sports car that we're looking at that we saw and we're like, oh, that's awesome. Or we're talking about this certain restaurant, this type of restaurant. And now all of a sudden, when you're driving around, all you're doing is you're seeing a Tesla or you're seeing that red sports car. You're seeing it so much more now. It might not be those experiences, but you can think about this in a time when this has happened to you. Maybe it is like Mexican food or something. Now all of a sudden you're seeing, oh, there's a Mexican place. There's another Mexican place. Were these always here? What? And it's this RAS system. It's the things that we put a little more attention to, we see way more. Now, where do these two pieces tie into recognizing our ghost? This ghost, it's going to be a thought. It's going to be a belief, okay? It's a feeling, but we are not recognizing it. But it is guiding our behavior because it is still what we are focusing on, but subconsciously. And this is the first step. We have to know what we're subconsciously, not specifically focusing on, but are focusing on. And that's why we need to spot the ghost. This is our exercise title for the step one is spot the ghost. And this is our language, right? If we're saying I can't do this thing or this is too hard or maybe I can do it or I should do it, but am I going to do it? These are all different languages that are like I don't know if I can do it, and it's like the sports car. We're thinking, oh, sports car, and we're seeing more sports cars. Well, if we're saying I can't do it, we're seeing more instances in our game, in our performance, where we couldn't do it, where someone did it better than us, where this was too hard instead of too good. Okay, it's like the urge of don't eat the cookie, don't eat that cookie. Now I'm going to put the cookie right in front of you. Don't eat it. It makes that cookie just louder and bigger and looks even better, right? Because we don't always understand it. We just see that little part that makes us feel off. We see the cookie now when we say don't do it, or it is spotting the ghost and recognizing that these little pieces of I can't do this or this is hard and maybe or I don't know, I guess I should do it, but I don't know if I'm going to. We're saying these throughout the day, and all of a sudden it's getting in our RAS system, that reticular activating system, to think of more times when yeah, you can't do this, so you don't do it, or yeah, this is hard, so don't want to do it. How we can usually fix this when we work with a lot of athletes, so I'm giving you the sauce right here. These are the mental exercises that we do, is do a gut check, all right? Keep a 3-day journal. When you've been feeling mentally off, when you get that gut feeling like, if this doesn't feel good, note it, okay? Note the sleep that you're doing. Note the food that you're eating. Note that self-talk. What are you saying right now, okay? This is important. Just for one last example on this, is it's like, I suck at this, is that self-fulfilling loop. We see more times that we suck at it, okay? That's ghost, is this belief before even a mistake, before is even happening, not after. So step one was recognizing this ghost, these little tweaks that are then expanding and being our full thing of I can'ts and this is hards. Step number two is now going to be removing this ghost. We shone the light on the ghost. We see it. We know it's there. It's haunting us. We know it's there. But it's not like to that degree of haunting, that's a different episode. That ghost is there though. Okay, we spot it. So what do we do? They do not leave quietly. This ghost wants to stay in your home of your head. It's not leaving. We have to call it out and then get it out. What do? Name it to tame it. All right, that's the exercise. Name it to tame it. Every time we hear ourselves using that weak language, I can't do this. This is too hard. Write it down immediately. Talk about this a little bit in step one, but now we are fully doing it. This is what we are doing it. When we write that down, we are replacing it in the real time. I'm not too good at this is now, dude, I'm learning how to get better. Every rep I do this. And every rep we're writing this down so we make sure we do it. And it's not just thinking about it a little bit. It's speak it out loud. Okay, do something physically disrupt this ghost whisper. Do it again. Try it again. Whatever we need to do to get better at it, we need to do it. And that is how we're removing this ghost. It's hiding in the shadows, but still haunting us. We need to flip that light, flip what we say, flip what we do. Literally, what we say verbally and physically, what we do is we find that I'm not good at this. I can't do this. I suck. This is too hard. I'm getting better at this. This is getting me stronger. That's why it's hard. Or I can't do it. We can throw yet at the end, but I still don't really like that because I can't do it yet. I would write like I'm doing this one part that I couldn't do last time. All right. For example, when I was talking and doing some stuff and some jobs, working with some people, I was told I had some mentors who were telling me, "You're being way too passive, man. You're just throwing maybes in there. Should do it, close. Like, you're not being definitive. You're not actually convincing people and telling them how it really is. You're just kind of laying back and saying, maybe you should do this. It would maybe help out. It's kind of bad." When they told me that, and when I really thought about it, I was like, I think I do that kind of a lot. And I noticed it then. Now all of a sudden I'm seeing all of them. But before it was just in the background. It was just the ghost was just kind of floating around there, holding me back from those things because it was being productive. It was helping us out to get to an outcome. And it's the same thing on the court or the field or the track or the rink where we have recognized it now and we need to do something. So every time I heard myself say a maybe or this could work, I would afterwards I'd write this down in that coaching call. I'd write it down. I'd be like, okay, these were the times when I did it. I noticed it real time too, and then I'd try and restate it right away to fix it. And I'm working with someone, right? So it's the same thing in the game, right? If we catch it and we notice, I was saying, oh, I can't do this one. No, I did this part. I was a little slow, but now I'm going to be faster, right? It's those tweaks that we can do real time to remove that ghost. Each time we catch it, flip it, turn the light on, removing that ghost. And now we have to keep it out. How do we keep that energy of the light bulb so it shines the light? Ghosts do not like the light. How do we keep recognizing it and removing it? Because you don't want to just clear the fog once, right? That haziness. You don't want to blow it with a little blower and then just be done blowing it and then it all just comes back, right? You want to build a mental environment, a performance environment where that fog cannot settle again. And we do this with this exercise title of building the bricks. These bricks are going to help us out immensely. We got a couple different ways that we're going to build these bricks day by day. First is a language wall, right? Each brick is built on this wall. We're going to use a language wall to keep building these bricks. Maybe it's going to be 3 core phrases or 3 just core words, even that are kind of not affirming, because I don't really like that word, but confirming the direction that we are after, that we are going. These words can kind of guide us. Maybe it is discipline, maybe it is intuition, maybe it is composure, right? These different performance words that are going to guide us on the way we want to go. And they don't have to be a negative word like hard. Okay, they don't have to be it sucks, because that's just going to guide us down the wrong path and get that ghost coming back. So it's 3 core words or phrases that we can stack throughout the day to build that brick up. Next thing is at nighttime and in the morning, but nighttime, reflect. I tell this one to everyone, but it's the 3 G's. Okay, given, great, grown. We can tie this into the ghost. And did that ghost try to creep in today? Did we catch it? In that point, it's probably something that we did great, or we grew a little bit if this ghost is our biggest problem at that moment. And then lastly, habit stack this, right? If we do something that we already do every time that's not hard, like brushing our teeth, hopefully we brush our teeth twice a day, we can tie the ghost hunting to that. Like we can restate our three go-to words or confirmations for the day, those phrases, the core ones that are going to stack our bricks, are going to rise us up to win that day, to have something be done great, to have us grow. Habit stack these. Maybe it's when we eat. Maybe it's when we're warming up for practice or for our games in the tournament. We do a different habit stack. But a habit stack is just what it sounds like. You already do something every time, and we're going to, boom, work on keeping those ghosts out now while we're habit stacking. So a couple examples for me, myself, and I in golfing, my driver. It's actually getting a lot better, right? But a couple weeks ago, I was saying, and last year for sure, I was saying, dude, I cannot get this driver swing at all. But now I'm saying, dude, each swing, it's getting me closer to clarity. Each swing, getting another bad swing out. Or in training, sometimes even like this morning, I was thinking, man, this is hard. This is hard. I'm thinking, no, this is a signal that I keep growing, that I keep getting better at. And it's not just me. Talk about this with, like I said, any of the athletes I coach, and the teams get a lot of athletes at one time. So I love to talk about keeping the ghost out as step number 3 and making sure we keep working on this once we have step number 1 and step number 2 of recognizing the ghost and removing the ghost down. Because the last thing I want to say here as we get into the conclusion and recap is that these invisible ghosts thrive in the silence. And depending on where we're at, on what level of our performance we are in, these ghosts have been there and have been slowly and meticulously haunting us for a long time. It's going to be different for all of us, but it could be there for a lot longer than we think. But if we can start to name them, to track them, to build the walls up against them to keep them out, we are turning that haziness, that fog, that dark shadow of that ghost into our own fuel. It is using that dark side for our fuel. And what I wanted to say with that is it might take time, right? When we work with athletes, you don't need to just rush through these just like that. Boom. Okay, we might only have to do one for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month before we can really start to move on to 2 and 3. Or maybe we do 1 and 2 for a couple weeks or a month. And then we're doing a few other exercises with it, but we can't really, it's hard. We have to keep working on 3 before we can really move and evolve even from this point. So breaking down the 3 steps one more time, don't get discouraged if it's hard, right? This is why we add these mental exercises on top of what we're doing physically already, because you're putting in all the reps physically for our performance. Why we're building this for Noah Performance Institute through the athlete's health. We got to keep working on it. Push through it. 3 things was recognizing the ghost, removing the ghost, and then keeping the ghosts out. Start by noticing the subtle language, the subtle body language, and those feelings that creep in. Write them down, reframe them, switch that light on right away as soon as you notice it, and build those mental bricks. So these mental blocks go away, and they're not just blocks, but they're bricks that we're stacking up into our wall to hold things out, to keep ourselves climbing, leveling up, building, and guarding our performance. If you want to take these mental exercises deeper and build real habits around them, join us. Check out Phrenomic Gym, the athlete's health, as we build this performance institute, training your mind like we train the body. Real reps, real progress, real coaching. Start Ghost Proven your mindset today. My name is Gabe Rummel, founder of the Athlete's Health and host of our Mental Performance Playbook. I'll catch you next week. Peace.